Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lawrence Stone. I'm the basic trainer, and I want to establish a rhythm to your vision. I'm a business coach, and I love helping businesses build their best possibilities for their employees, for their lives, and create the life of their dreams. And I want to share a little bit of my backstory on how I got here. You see, when I was in high school, I realized that I had leadership qualities. People seemed to be drawn to me. At some point, I also got this crazy inclination that I was supposed to do something important and influential in my life. Have you ever gotten that? Where you felt like there's something important you're supposed to do? So I decided I was going to move forward with that. The problem is I had no direction. I didn't know what that meant, where I was supposed to go, or what I was supposed to do. So I went to college and I meandered from one degree to another, all over the place, eventually settling on a degree in music. But I was just still directionless. Along the way, I met and married my wife, Melissa, and my parents gifted us a book called The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Has anyone ever heard of it? Yeah, a few of you? At that same time, my bass professor was recommending a book to me called The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. And I read these books, which is really interesting because I was not a reader. My entire senior year of high school, I took an AP literature class, didn't read one book. Wasn't interested. But I read these books. I devoured these books. I loved these books. And I found myself going to the library and checking out more books and wanting to get more information on how to develop myself and learn and grow. I realized that Dave Ramsey had a radio program and I started listening to it. And my favorite episodes were when he would interview other authors. One day, he was interviewing John Maxwell. And John Maxwell talked about being a business coach and having a team of business coaches. This was the first time in my life I'd ever heard the concept of a business coach. It never even had entered my mind that that was a possibility. And as I listened to him talk about developing leaders and developing businesses and helping employers have better relationships with their employees, I thought about my job and how much my employer needed help having a better relationship with me and other employees. Have you ever had that job? Yeah, they needed that. I could coach them how to do that. And all of a sudden I got excited. It incorporated my leadership skills, it incorporated my ability to communicate to people, it allowed me to influence people. I had a pathway, I had a direction. I was going to be a business coach, and I was excited about it. Yes, it felt good. But then in that next moment, my shoulder devil popped up. He didn't say it was my shoulder devil. He said it was the practical part of my brain. He said that does sound like an amazing career path, and that would be a lot of fun. These people do a lot of good things. Have you ever noticed how anyone who's a business coach has written a book? It's because they're experts in something, and people will listen to them. It's just too bad you'll never be smart enough to write a book. You'll never be an expert in anything, and no one will ever listen to you. And I bought into that lie. Have you ever done that? Have you heard that voice? And as quickly as I found direction, I lost it again. I just gave up. I finished college, and I meandered from one job to another. 14 years passed, and I'm getting ready to meander to another job again. And I'm looking for direction. And I get an email from the office of Kirk Duncan at 3 Key Elements. I'd met Kirk in my life and in my travels. I got to know him. I'd attended many of his classes. He was a business coach. I admired him a lot. And he was doing a free webinar. It had been about 3 years since I'd attended any of his events because of COVID. So I was like, why don't I attend his webinar? There was probably a couple hundred people there. There was no reason for Kirk to know that I was there at all. Which made it interesting, which at some point, he decided he was just going to talk to me. Everyone else was just eavesdropping on the things that he was telling me. Now, he didn't say my name, and I couldn't talk back because I was on mute, but clearly, he was talking to me. You could have asked anyone else there. And he said, it's time for you to start your coaching business. And it just kind of took me back. And I said, you're right, Kurt. It is time for me to start my coaching business. And I reflected on the classes that I'd taken, the things that I'd learned, the somewhere around 500 books that I'd either read or listened to in that 14 years. And I realized I knew how to deal with my shoulder devil. I knew how to start my coaching business. And I stopped giving myself excuses. And I had 3 foundational principles to help me get started in building the life of my dreams. And I want to share those principles with you now. So do you want to know what those 3 principles are?
Yes.
Yeah? I mean, it's just the life of your dreams, but do you want to know what those principles are?
Yes.
All right, then I will tell you, because I want you to know them too. Principle number 1 is, you need to know where it is you want to go. What is your vision? Now, I'm not talking about an income or a net worth or anything like that, or even a career path. What do you want those things to do for you? With my coaching business, I realized that there were 3 things that I really wanted to accomplish through it. Number 1 is I want to create experiences for my family. We homeschool our kids. I want to elevate their learning so they're more prepared for their careers when they grow up. And I also want to create experiences so I have a job that allows me to work from anywhere in the world. So I'm building my business that allows me to travel so I can create those experiences. Number 2 is I want to promote job creation. I want to help people build their companies and employ people. And number 3, I want to be able to liberally give up my time and my money to whatever cause or charity or organization I deem fit. Then, the second thing, once you know where you want to go, you need to learn the pathway. To help me learn the pathway, I went back to Kurt, and I hired him and his team to coach me on how to build my business. I also went back to John Maxwell, found out he had a program to help get a coaching business started. So I joined the Maxwell leadership team so I could be mentored by him as well. And I use these people to help teach me how to build my coaching business and get it to where I want to go. So number 1, know your vision. Number 2, learn your pathway. And number 3, create an environment of growth. This is especially important to deal with your shoulder devil. It drowns out his voice so he can't talk to you anymore. And you need to do 2 things for an environment of growth. You need to surround yourself with the right people, and you need to continue to educate yourself. The right people have 3 characteristics, and they have to have all 3 of these characteristics to be the right people. They have to love you, they have to believe in you, and they have to challenge you. If they don't have all 3 of those characteristics, they shouldn't be in your closest circle. And you need to have that environment of growth. Constantly reading, constantly taking classes, hiring coaches. And this will help you establish a rhythm to your vision, to your dreams. It's what I've implemented in my life. I'm even writing a book now, something that I thought wasn't possible when I listened to my shoulder devil. But drown out that voice and build the life of your dreams. Know your vision, learn the pathway, create an environment of growth. Thank you.